All right, so we have a well in Texas, and there's lots of iron. So we're trying different filter systems so that we don't have orange clothes and orange dishes and just, you know, everything full of iron. So here we're fixing to try this Pro Aqua whole house filter system. The thing I like about it is it says that it is self-flushing. You don't have to clean the filter, you don't have to change the filter. It just has it's programmed to self-flush out everything that it's captured every, I don't know, several days or whatever. But we're fixing to hook it up, see how hard it is. So the best place for this filter would be out there with the well, but we don't have a nice insulated, heated and air conditioned well house. So it's going in this closet right here, right next to the water heater. All right, so the filter comes with this box. It has the installation manual. Here's a little box with this little thing you have to put down in there, and then your bypass valve and some fittings. And here's your hose that is going to have to go out through the floor to, when it does a self-cleaning, it squirts all the stuff outside with that hose. And here's some flex tubing. And here is your digital control that can be programmed. And this screws, you know, up on top of here. And then you also get your AC adapter. Plugging in, it's got to be plugged in. And some bypass fitting. Anyway, gonna have to take this top off the top of here. Unscrew that. And it comes with some little lubricant we have to put on the O-rings. You have to lubricate the O-rings so that this makes sure it doesn't leak. First thing it says to do is install these 1-inch threaded fittings to the bypass valve. Make sure you put Teflon tape. So before I can put this bypass valve on here, it has O-rings here, and then there's an O-ring right here, and there's an O-ring up in here. They give you this little tube of lubricant. And I have to, you know, put a little bit on each O-ring and spread it around. Yeah, just smear the grease around on the O-ring so that you don't have any leaks. So the bypass valve just pushes on, just like that in the picture. And the O-ring seals on the surface. So once you get it pushed on, sorry, it's kind of hard to do. You get it pushed on, then these clips right here hold it in place. Have one on each side. Then we're going to install what they call the upper basket. It kind of just fits on here. And you got to find the spot because there's notches. You find the spot and then it locks in. Oops, that was it locks in there. Also says lubricate the riser tube. So we'll put a little grease around this. So we'll spread that around. Yeah, you don't want to have any leaks. All right, well, now we'll go ahead and put the upper basket down on the riser tube and work that in there. Now we can just screw this top on here. You just want to hand tighten this on there, and it says kind of just tap it with your hand. Don't over tighten it or you could damage the valve. I guess the O-ring having grease on it and it being hand tightened is plenty good to make it not leak. Alright, so now I connected both of my, just screwed on both of these flex hoses that they provide. And it comes with 1-inch PEX fittings, but our plumbing is 3/4 inch, so I went and bought 3/4 inch to 1-inch MPT threads and use this instead. Now I'll get ready to drill holes in the floor and run my PEX pipe. Alright, so I got one of the PEX lines run down through the floor and connected to this flex pipe. And then I got the other PEX. This is going to be the incoming line, and I'm putting a valve on here because you always want to have a valve so you can shut stuff off. And then I got to put this piece on, and then I'll put the PEX together. You got to make sure you press the PEX all the way together. Sometimes that'll trick you. So I just had to reroute some of the plumbing under the house. And that's not proper, but this wasn't part of the plan, so I had to improvise. Well, on my first test of turning the water on, I realized I didn't screw these in far enough. So I had to take this apart and I had to screw it into where the O-ring actually presses against here. Alright, so I moved this valve just a little bit towards service. That says slowly let the water in. If you do it too fast, it's gonna freak out. And I don't know, I was trying to set the time and it started changing settings down here. I know you want to be in this mode here. That means timed or timer. That way it does the backwash like every certain amount of hours. But it's supposed to backwash first for a while, and then it should switch into brine mode and things like that. So hopefully, I was sitting here pushing buttons and it was changing stuff, and I'm gonna have to go back, look at the directions, and see if I accidentally set something wrong. It's in backwash mode. It's been doing this for 15 minutes, and hopefully here in just a second it's gonna switch to brine. I don't know what that means. Okay, now it says go to BD, which brine something. Now it switched to RR. Rapid, I think that's rapid rinse. And then as soon as it'll switch to, eventually here it'll switch to service. And then we'll go open up a faucet. And you can hear it rinsing. Alright, so it's been like right at 1 week since I installed our new filter, and it has gone through the backwash cycle a couple of times. I got to catch it. It was about 3:30 in the morning last night, and it turned to BW here, backwash, and then it did a rapid rinse and backwashed all the iron and sediments that it captured out beside the house out there. and it's been working great. Our water is totally different. Actually tastes good. It's well worth $560. I'll put a link, Amazon link, down into our description, and share it if you know somebody else that needs a good filter for their well.